So everyone and their mother, like literally everyone and their mother in a literal sense now, knows about the Epstein files, knows about the Epstein Island, knows about what was going on there, knows about the child trafficking, the sex trafficking, the pedophilia that was going on there. And I mean it when I say everyone and their mother, because I got my mom into this. I told her about the Epstein files, so she goes, she sees something on it on Instagram by some Arab influencer or something, and then she goes to Netflix and she's watching the 4-episode documentary. I think she's through the first 2 episodes. So literally everyone and their mom now knows about this. But I talked about this 6 years ago when the manufactured COVID-19 happened and all this mass hysteria took place. That was, orchestrated, planned by the letter, by the number, by the date, many years ago. I talked about this stuff. I talked about the people who control the major institutions of the world, being pedophiles, running these pedophile rings, and doing some kind of child sacrifice, etc., etc., etc. And at the time, anyone that talked about this stuff was, the crazy nut guy, the crazy conspiracy theorist, right? The conspiracy theorists. Well, thank God, those conspiracy theorists have now been revealed as conspiracy facts, conspiracy truthers. And so, okay, now a few things I want to talk about in regards to this. I'm not going to discuss the Epstein file itself or the pedophilia. Actually, I will. Some different things though. So first thing first. Okay, this is what I want to talk about. These people, Epstein and all these people he was bringing on the island, why are they like this? Why are they partaking in pedophilia? Why are they doing all this evil stuff? Why do they lack empathy? Okay, so now I'm gonna probably sound to an outsider, not to you guys watching this regularly, but to an outsider. Here goes another conspiracy theorist, right? But here he goes. These people worship an entity that is named, with several different names historically, but the closest one that everyone can sort of relate to is Satan. In Arabic, in Islam, it's Shaitan. In, the Christians call him Satan. Everyone knows that Satan figure. Everyone more or less, 60-70% of the population can relate to that character in some way of the world's population. Even those who don't follow religions or anything like that, they understand Satan. Okay, they understand. So they worship Satan. Who's Satan? Satan is Saturn. The planet Saturn is Satan. They're worshiping a planet. The planet has consciousness. That consciousness is the consciousness of the figure we call here primarily on Earth as Satan, but goes by many different names. One of the ancient names that he goes by in ancient Sumeria and ancient Mesopotamia is Baal. Okay? And by the way, in the Epstein files, you can look this up. But there is one of the files is 3 million copies or something. One of the copies, it shows that Epstein is talking to somebody in JP Morgan and is saying, I want you to transfer this amount of money, X is 11,000 something, to the bank, and the bank's name is Baal, right? Baal is Satan. Is a different name. They worship that deity in ancient Mesopotamia, and they guess what? They sacrifice children in order for as a sacrifice, so that this entity can give them what they want, whatever they want, right? So it's like selling their souls to the devil. Half of them probably didn't even know what it is, but in every part of human history, there was a group of people. We call them the elites. I don't like to call them the elites because that implies that they're superior. So this group of people at the time, that's what they would do, because these people are the fallen angels. Okay, these people, the people that are worshiping this, Moloch, Satan, Baal, etc., etc. These are the fallen angels. and they've been cast out of the heavens and into the earth, and they think the earth belongs to them. And that Satan figure is the planet Saturn. And the planet Saturn wants to imprison Earth and harvest it and farm it for loosh, negative energy, because that's how his minions, his demons on the Earth, you can think of his demons on the Earth as these minions, right? Running around. Bill Gates, Elon Musk, Trump, Biden, all of them, every single one of them. These are just minions. So that's the Satan figure. He's actually Saturn. And when you start to learn about astrology, you realize that astrology runs the show. Like everything on earth is happening because of astrology. Everything. So, what about the Son of God? Jesus Christ. The Son of God. The Son of God is the sun itself. Okay? You know, he's called the Son of God, and he's got a halo around him. If you see the paintings, he's always got a halo around him, right? Is the Son of God. If you look at that painting with the Last Supper and Jesus is sitting and he's in the middle and he's got 12 disciples. How many zodiacs are there? How many zodiacs are there? And what do they do exactly? They rotate around the sun. They rotate around the sun, don't they? Okay, so why is he in the middle in the painting? Because why is he called the Son of God? He's not just the Son of God, he's the actual Son of God. So the sun is the force of good. The sun is consciousness. The sun is God. It is light. It is energy. It is consciousness. It is the personification of God, or not personification. It's not a person, but you get what I'm saying. It is the closest thing you're gonna get to the God consciousness. And Saturn is that Satan figure. And all the fallen angels, I highly recommend you read the book of Enoch, right? All the fallen angels, all the minions, all the demons on this world, they all worship that deity, which is Saturn. It's the planet Saturn, Satan. And, if I wasn't too lazy to edit videos, because I just like to make them raw, I would show you guys all the symbols everywhere of Saturn and the rings of Saturn. It's everywhere. It is everywhere in major corporations, in everywhere. It's all in your face, because that's their God. That's their God. And yeah, so that I want to talk about that. I want to talk about the sun. I'm going to pause this video because I feel like there's one more thing I wanted to talk about. Yes, and it's good that I paused the video because this is important. So, why are these things coming out now? Why is all this truth coming out now? Why is it, isn't it the same people that control everything, control these files? Why are they releasing them? Well, it all goes back to astrology. I've been on an astrology kick of late, and it all goes back to astrology. So, if you're familiar with the Old Testament, like 4,000, 5,000 years ago, the Israelites, they worshipped a bull, right? A golden bull in place of worshiping Yahweh, El, right? In place of worshiping God, they worshipped the golden bull. Well, because there are astrological ages that sort of determine the events and the character of each of astrological ages. So, in that period of time, the Old Testament, it was the age of the bull. What is the age of the bull called? I actually had to look that up. So the age of Taurus, exactly, age of Taurus. So if you look up, each astrological age is 2,160 years. It's got to do with the equinox, blah, blah. Look into it, bro. Do your research, okay? But, so 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, you had the age of Taurus. That's why the Israelites, they worshipped the golden cow, the golden bull, right? And then the next age was the age of Aries. And the one after was the age of Pisces. Now, what's the symbol for Pisces? Is the fish. Why is Jesus so associated with the fish. Why is that? You know the Jesus fish thing? You can see this all over in like the southern states in America. They got the Jesus fish on their cars, and you know they got it in their homes everywhere. Because that's the age of Pisces. Now, people, of course, don't know this. They don't know why these symbols are the way they are. In the New Testament, so the New Testament was like a softer version, much softer version of that. Like, you know, like the Old Testament is hardcore, man. Like, it's fucking, like, it's so dark, right? Because the New Testament was like a different astrological age. We're moving into the age of Aquarius. And one of the things about the age of Aquarius is truth comes out. And they know this, and they can't control. The thing is, guys, they have to release the truth. There is like a cosmic rules and contracts that they're not just playing games unrestricted. They're not. Make no mistake about it. There are rules in the game, and they try to play by the rules and find the loopholes. Okay, that's all they can do. But one of the things they're obliged to do, they're obliged to get your consent. That's why, you know, it's like the biggest symbol of that is the cookies. You always have to accept the cookies. They always need your consent, but they go about it in very sneaky ways. But another thing is they need to tell you the truth somehow. So because we're now moving into the age of Aquarius, we're like in the end of the age of Pisces, the fish, Jesus, right? The Jesus and the fish, it's all symbolizing the age of Pisces. We're moving into the age of Aquarius, which is the age of truth. The truth has to come out. Now they have to tell us the truth. They have to tell you what they're doing as they're doing it. So near Y2K, they released the Matrix movies, a documentary for what is happening in this world. A documentary. They're farming us for batteries, for demons, because they feed off of the pain and the suffering and the fear. They released The Matrix, they released The Truman Show, and a bunch of movies and TV shows all telling us the truth. And then Lord of the Rings came after. Why do you think Lord of the Rings came after? Because Lord of the Rings is literally the battle of our time. And Sauron is Saturn, Satan, right? And if you look into the Lord of the Rings mythology, I'm a bit of a Lord of the Rings nerd. I'm not gonna get into it here, but they release all these movies, all these TV shows, because they're telling you, here's the truth. They have to tell you, I'm serving you poison while they're doing it. But they use all these loopholes, and they do it in a sneaky way. But it's all truth hidden in plain sight. And they're also making a mockery and taking the piss out of us, saying, you guys are a bunch of idiots. Here's what we're doing to you. Here's the truth about your reality. Keep thinking this is a science fiction movie, right? But it is not. It is a documentary. It is the real what's happening. It is the real, and life really is stranger than fiction. Oh, this sounds like a fictional movie. I sound like a conspiracy theorist. Yeah, bro, I sounded like a conspiracy theorist 6 years ago when I was talking, me and a lot of other people, about the pedophilia that goes around in these people that are in control of all these major institutions, the billionaires, etc. Well, I'm telling you now, this is what's going on. This is what's up. Learn the real astrology. And Jesus is the Son of God. Now, I think Jesus existed too. Two things can be right. It doesn't mean, Jesus' life was literally the divine physical manifestation of as above, so below, of what is happening above us. In the heavens, in the stars, in the planets and stuff. Don't even get me started about the earth here and all the lies NASA tells us about it. Okay? All right? So they want you to think the sun is not that far, man. The sun, they want you to think you're so alone and so far from the sun, the source of goodness, God, the Son of God. I am the light, I am the way, the sun. Next time it's sunny, just sit and bathe in the sun, man. It becomes obvious to you. This is as close as you're going to get to God. All right, that's about it. And I've been digging into these rabbit holes, by the way. I'm cooking behind the scenes here. I've got a lot to share, and I'm still I'm still learning about all this stuff, right? So I can't even get into too much details because I don't have the expertise to get into too much details yet. Yes, okay, that's about it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.